Okay, guys, look. This month is not really one for video game releases. At least unless you're looking for nostalgia or maybe Hellblade 2. There are always tons of indies coming out, and so there could totally be some really great ones coming there, but I don't know all those. I can't keep track of that, but feel free to scroll through, Steam's immense log of what's coming out and maybe find something. But otherwise, you might be better off this month focusing on finishing up games you already have, games you've bought over the last couple of months, or years, right? Looking at your backlog, looking at games you've already bought this year, or picking up some of the ones that you didn't choose from earlier in the year. There are so many good games probably already in your house, in your backlog, in your computer, whatever, that you haven't played yet. And this is probably the time to play those. That said, there are a couple of games coming out that we'll take a look at real quick. If the circumstances are right for you, one of these might be worth a pick. So what you have this month are Gestalt, Steam and Cinder, which is an indie title Metroidvania, and Paper Mario, Thousand Year Door, remaster, remake, whatever. There's also, again, Hellblade 2 that's coming out on Game Pass, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. Alright, so first up is Gestalt, Steam and Cinder. This is a Metroidvania debut title from Metamorphosis Games with fantastic throwback visuals, reminiscent of like the 16-bit days, a cool steampunk aesthetic, and an awesome looking main character. Gestalt could have something cooking here. The developers promise a story full of twists and turns, precision 2D platforming, tight, exciting combat. This one looks interesting and definitely has some promise. So if you've already beat Tales of Kinzera and Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown, and you're itching for your next Metroidvania, this could maybe fill that need. I would expect this to be on the shorter side, although I could be wrong. And I think it looks good, but it definitely isn't going to come with the polish of those previously mentioned games. The other game coming out this month is Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door. Now this is a remaster of an older title from back in the GameCube days. Look, this game has some good humor, it has pretty cool and unique visuals, and it's pretty fun overall. But at this point, it doesn't bring anything new. It's nothing like special or unique, so the main reason to pick this up is if you have some nostalgia for it, or maybe you have nostalgia for it and you have kids that you want to share your experience with. Sure, that's a good reason to pick up this game, or maybe your spouse or whatever. But if you haven't played this game before, or you did play it and think whatever of it, there really isn't any reason to pick it up. They're not. It's Nintendo. When they remaster, remake these games, they do nice visuals, nice things to it, but they don't change it. The gameplay doesn't change. They don't add a whole bunch of stuff. It just looks better, and it looks a lot better. But it's not gonna change the game. So unless you have nostalgia or want to give it to your kids, there's not a lot of reason to pick this one up, in my opinion. Now you may disagree with that. That's totally okay. But I just wouldn't expect anything too special or exciting from a remake of The Thousand Year Door. Other than those two games, though, there isn't a whole lot. Not even outside of RPGs. You have Hellblade 2, which I've mentioned. That comes out on Game Pass day one. So Xbox, PC, you can grab that and try that out. But it's not even really RPG adjacent, right? It's like an action adventure title, full stop, which is totally fine. But not really what I'm looking for. If you played the first one and enjoyed it, it sounds like it's going to be amped up version of that. So that could be worth a look if you enjoyed that first one. But if you haven't, or you didn't enjoy the first one, then obviously this isn't going to be on your radar. I didn't play the first one. I think there's some cool things they did there. It's not doing the things that I'm looking for. So it's not really of interest to me. I mean, that's pretty much it, man. I scrolled through every list I could find of release schedules. And that's it. There's indie games, again, which there's probably some great ones that I'm completely missing. And if you know, go ahead and let me know down in the comments, because this is all I can find. But there are so many good games, and I know you haven't had time to play all the ones out there. You probably don't have them all, but maybe have some. Personally, I'll be finishing Rebirth and probably playing Aiden Chronicles, which is also on Game Pass, by the way. There's Dragon's Dogma, which I bought and have barely touched, so I still have tons of time to play in that one. And I mean, there's loads. If you have any subscriptions, PS Plus or Xbox Game Pass, or you have, Epic, which is constantly giving away free stuff, or you can play Fallout if you're enjoying the show. I mean, there's just so much to do. I just don't think that the games coming out this month are worth the money and time. Now, well, I feel like the first 4 months of this year have been pretty stacked. There isn't a lot that we know of date-wise for the rest of the year. We have Med 4 Refantazio in October, Shadow of the Erdtree, the Elden Ring expansion, in June, and Black Myth Wukong is in August. Ys 10 should be in the fall sometime. Avowed should probably be in the fall sometime. But like Visions of Mana, Lost Soul Aside, maybe like Crimson Desert or something could be cool. But we don't have any dates. We don't have any knowledge of when those are coming out. So there's an Xbox show in June, and I would expect that both PlayStation and Nintendo will have one around there too. So we should hopefully be filling out those dates coming up soon. And of course the random drops on Twitter and stuff. But until then, find deals. Look for games that you wanted to play and just didn't have the money to do both or time to do both. Find ones on sale so you're not spending full price until we get the ones that you really, really want. I know for me, once I finish what I have, I still want to get Unicorn Overlord and Prince of Persia. I haven't gotten to play that one yet. So that's still on the order, and those are getting cheaper. So I want to pick those up, hopefully in the nearest future. And maybe, go through PlayStation Plus or something and find some JRPG series that I haven't played. I mean, maybe like Trails. I played the first Cold Steel game, but I haven't played any of the other stuff. There's a whole catalog of games I haven't played. And I still have Witcher 3 that I've never played, or at least not really played. So, loads, right? Loads of games. I know that's probably not the way to talk about it on a monthly game list, but they're right now we're in a slow period, and that I think is a good thing because there's no way we've had time for all the great games that have come out. So I definitely would push to do that instead. So what about you? Are you picking one of these up? Do you have something else I don't know about? Maybe you're gonna play games you already have, or picking up a game you didn't get yet. Tell me what you're doing. What are you playing this month? Let me know down in the comments. Now guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, do me a favor and hit that like button. Hit the dislike if not. If you're new around here, maybe think about subscribing. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and good hunting.